In the golden age of soul, funk, and R&B, where every groove had to feel alive and every beat had to make bodies move, one drummer sat behind the kit for some of the most timeless records ever made. James Gadson, the man whose pocket was so deep it felt bottomless, whose feel turned good songs into classics, and whose name appears in the credits of hundreds of hits by Bill Withers, Marvin Gaye, The Temptations, Paul McCartney, and many more. He was the quiet architect behind Lean on Me, Use Me, Let's Get It On, and countless other masterpieces that still fill dance floors and hearts today. But yesterday, April 2nd, 2026, that unstoppable groove fell silent. James Gadson passed away at the age of 86. He died peacefully in Los Angeles after a period of declining health. The music world lost one of its most recorded and respected drummers, a session legend whose influence echoes in every modern beat sampled or inspired by his work. Today we honor his full story, from the jazz clubs of Kansas City to the pinnacle of West Coast session greatness, through family love, quiet dedication, and a life spent making other artists shine. James Edward Gadson was born on June 17, 1939, in Kansas City, Missouri, into a musical family. His father, Harold Gadson, was a respected jazz drummer who instilled in young James a deep respect for time, feel, and swing. Music surrounded him from the beginning. Church choirs, local jazz scenes, and a vibrant Kansas City sound that shaped so many greats. As a teenager, James played in doo-wop groups and absorbed everything he could from his father and his older brother, guitarist Thomas "Tutty" Gadson. He started his professional career in the late 1960s with Charles Wright and the Watts 103rd Street Rhythm Band, laying down the infectious grooves on hits like Express Yourself. That band became his launching pad, showcasing a pocket so deep and a feel so natural that word spread quickly in Los Angeles studios. By the early 1970s, James was one of the most in-demand session drummers on the West Coast, playing on landmark records that defined the era. His work with Bill Withers remains legendary. Lean on Me, Use Me, Ain't No Sunshine. James's drums gave those songs their heartbeat, their undeniable swing. He played on Marvin Gaye's Let's Get On, contributing to the sensual, laid-back groove that made the album a classic. He worked with The Temptations, Diana Ross, Paul McCartney, Beck, Harry Styles, and hundreds of others. James didn't just keep time, he created feel. Producers sought him out because he made records breathe. He sang and wrote as well, releasing solo material and collaborating across genres. Even into his 80s, he remained active, playing live, recording, and mentoring younger musicians who wanted to understand the art of the pocket. His grooves have been sampled countless times in hip-hop and modern productions, proving his influence stretches far beyond his own era. Behind the kit, James was a devoted family man. He was married for 58 years to his wife, and together they raised children while navigating the unpredictable life of a session musician. He often spoke with deep emotion about the balance. Long hours in the studio, late-night gigs, yet always making time for family. He credited his wife with holding everything together and his children with giving him purpose. James was a proud father and grandfather, and in later interviews he emphasized the importance of family time, saying it kept him grounded when the music business tried to pull him in every direction. He lived a relatively private life, letting his playing speak for him. James, he enjoyed simple pleasures, time with family, good food, and the satisfaction of a well-played groove. He was never flashy. Success for him meant steady work, respect from peers, and the ability to provide for his loved ones. His net worth at the time of his passing was substantial for a session legend, estimated in the range of several $1 million, built from decades of session fees, royalties from hits, sampling clearances, and wise living. It provided security, but James's true wealth was in the grooves he left behind and the relationships he nurtured. The news of his passing on April 2nd, 2026, sent ripples through the music community. At 86, after a lifetime of laying down the foundation for so many iconic records, James left us. Tributes poured in from artists, producers, and fans who grew up on his beats. His playing on Lean on Me alone has comforted millions. His feel on Use Me still makes bodies move. He was a quiet giant, never seeking the spotlight, always serving the song. James Gadson lived 86 years and left behind a wife who stood by him, children and grandchildren who carry his legacy, and a discography that will influence drummers and producers for generations to come. He showed us that greatness isn't always loud. It can be a perfectly placed backbeat, a swing that makes everyone lean in, a feel that turned a good record into a timeless one. He was the master of the groove, and his rhythm will play on forever. If James Gadson's drumming ever made you move, if one of his grooves ever lifted your spirit, or if his story of dedication and quiet excellence touched you today, please hit that like button and subscribe so we can keep honoring the unsung heroes behind the hits. Share your favorite James Gadson track or memory in the comments. I read every one. Thank you for watching. Rest in power, James. The pocket is still deep because of you.